and welcome back to Amazing Life. I was offered the opportunity to follow some other overlanders up. They were kind enough to allow me to join them. I'm excited to be on this point. This is Lake Powell, and it is quite beautiful. Last night we came up here virtually in the dark, so that was actually its own unique adventure, and then had some tacos, and then now we're trying to decide what we're going to do next. So come on with me.
Brought to you in part by Mountain View Auto Group. Prepare for the off-road. And also by...
I have made a lot of changes to my setup, quite a few even just on this trip. While at Overland Expo, I was able to purchase this front runner tailgate table, and it allowed me to get rid of, yet again, one more aluminum table. Now, I may still take that table, but this, as well as my little small table, is pretty much all I really need. And so it's getting a lot more cleaned up, a lot more refined. I do still have steps that I want to take. I eventually want to have this mounted under the fridge, and then I can use this as my cutting board, which then will eliminate, or my prep table, which then will eliminate one more table. But for now, I'm hungry and it's time to fix breakfast.
You tend to get a perspective of your own size in the world when you visit places like this. Everything is huge. The vistas, the cliffs, the sky. If you haven't already and are enjoying the content, hit the like button. It really helps. And subscribe for more like this. After breakfast, we all took our last shots at the sunrise, packed up, and headed our separate ways. They were headed north into Utah, and I was headed east in search of more that I could discover.
right, well, good morning. So I'm gonna fill you in a little bit. I ended up staying here in Mexican Hat at a little motel and ate dinner there. Pretty cool little grill he had set up. I talked to the owner for a bit, and he said that it's the only one in the country that is this swinging grill that you can raise and lower depending on what, how hot the fire is. And the swinging kind of keeps it to where it's the heat's evenly distributed. I thought that was very interesting. And he said that's the only one around, period. Either it didn't catch on or nobody knows about it, one or the other. So I was kind of needing a break from Overland Expo. I had gone straight from there with a group to a campsite. And if you've ever been to Overland Expo, it can take a lot out of you, right? And so you kind of almost need a recovery period. And I didn't really get that. And so got over here to Mexican Hat, and man, I was just shot. And so rather than going straight up into the mountain again and starting over, I decided to have a real bed, a long shower, and get myself refreshed so that I can enjoy this next phase. So here we are. I've decided to postpone, and I'm gonna extend it another day before I start heading back home. And so we're gonna make our way up into the mountain and hopefully find a nice campsite up on the ridge. And I'm looking at the weather, and actually I'm checking the weather right now just to kind of see what's happening, because it looks really dark, especially in that direction, but it's not showing any major rain. So once I'm satisfied that it's all gonna be fine, then we're gonna head out. So here we go. So as you can see, the rain did actually start. Again, the forecast acts like it's not gonna be very long. Nominal amount of rain, actual rain, very, very little. But sure wouldn't say it by looking at it, because it looks like it could hang in here for a while. But we'll see. It's a beautiful area though. The cloud cover is kind of making the reds kind of pop a little bit, so it's pretty. Curious what you thought about that like balancing rock thing. It just amazes me that stuff just, I just want to go up and flick it over. I know it's awful. It's probably bad, isn't it? You just feel like you could just thump it and fall over or something. I don't know, that's amazing. I love seeing those kind of things. And they're all over the place. I mean, that was just one of them, that I could access. But yeah, it's so fun to look at those kind of things. All right, so I just pulled off at the Valley of the Gods. Boy, it is freaking pouring down raining over there. Wow, the cloud cover is just making this so enjoyable. It's 66 degrees, extremely comfortable, and this is absolutely spectacular. Yeah, this is just amazing. I'm not sure how far I'll go into this. I was just wanting to peek into it and look at it, but wow.
Valley of the Gods is considered sacred to the Navajo, as they believe the buttes jutting out from the ground are ancient warriors frozen in stone and time. It's hard not to feel something special when going through here.
For the record, this is what dark sky calls a slight chance of rain. So I'm currently in the middle of the Valley of the Gods. There's really only one, there's a creek down there that says can become impassable if it rains. Clearly it's raining. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. And it's getting brighter on that side, so I really think it's kind of moving through. This is what I saw in the distance, and so now it's just kind of moving through the valley. And so I really don't want to go up to the crest until kind of this has moved through anyway, so I'm just kind of hanging out here for a little bit.
Seeing the rain didn't want to give up, I decided it might be best to get across that dry creek, just in case it connected to larger tributaries upstream. The road leading to the top was filled with switchbacks, none of which were difficult, but that didn't mean that accidents hadn't happened in the past. I found a couple of vehicles that never quite made it to the top or the bottom. Once I reached the top, the landscape changed, and you would have thought you were among the desert in Oregon. Not on the top of a ridge 1,000 feet above the surrounding area. I don't know what to say. This is beautiful.
I wish you could. I wish you could digest the silence that's here. There's no crickets. There's no birds. There's nothing. A light wind. There's a jet that was off to the edge, way out there, that I heard a little bit of rumbling. There's quite possibly, I mean, not quite possibly, there's definitely rain over in those regions over there. Earlier I saw some lightning. I don't know if I caught that on camera or not, but that kind of pushed on through, and there's a crow about to fall, or either a crow or a raven. I think it's a crow. He's showing up. Pretty curious birds, aren't they? It's pretty cool. Well, guys, I'm going to set up for dinner, set up camp. I don't even think I'm going to put an awning out because I think that's going to maintain itself into the evening. I'll be leaving in the morning, so there's really no reason to put the awning out. So it's going to be a pretty easy camp setup tonight, and I'm looking forward to spending the night here. I think it's going to be really nice. It's just deftly quiet. I absolutely love it. Enjoy. All right, well, I'm getting dinner going. Tonight, I'm just gonna have a little New York strip, some purple potatoes. If you've never had the purple potatoes, they're absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna boil those, and then I'll probably just mash them, put a little butter in there. I'm using some Greek seasoning that is actually hard to find, Greek seasoning, I'm not sure why, but it's different than like Mediterranean seasoning, so the Greek seasoning is really good. And then probably add a little butter in that after I have cooked them up. And then I'm also using asparagus. You're going to find that asparagus is one of those common go-tos that I have. It tends to last a long time. It tends to be, it's a nice green. It's good for you, but you can just break off the ends of it, and it'll kind of delete the part that is kind of dried out and not good. So it's kind of an easy way to, you can keep it for days, you know, and so asparagus seems to be a really good one. Plus my body manages asparagus well. And then finally I'm going to cook up some mushrooms to go with my steak, and then I'm using a steak rub. And you got to be really careful about the seasonings, because most seasonings will have like loads of salt in them. In fact, it'll be the first ingredient. So I always look, when I'm looking at seasonings, to make sure that there's no salt in any of it, because I can always add salt, and I usually do add a little bit, but I like having control of how much salt I add. And so this steak rub has no salt in it. It's just some really good flavorings that should really give that steak a nice flavor. That's what I've got going, and here we go. I think that'll work. Bon appetit. This is amazing. It really doesn't take a lot to eat well out here. You just have to think ahead a little bit. But so many of these really awesome meals are really easy to fix. Especially now that we've got fridges and stuff like that. That's so good. This is what it's about, guys. It doesn't matter how hard it is to get somewhere. If you can get to a view like this, gosh, it is so worth it. Good morning. Crisp night, but very calm. Rain went away. And now we're left with this in the morning. It's beautiful. But it's also time for coffee. Well guys, I think this is going to do it for me for this video. Hope you've enjoyed this little area. This is Mooley Point in the Glen Canyon National Recreation area. And what you saw down below was a little piece of the Valley of the Gods. And it's just an absolute gorgeous area. And I've had a blast over here. I've had a blast at Overland Expo. And now it's time to head back, because it's not going to be but another week or two before I have to make my way up to Overland East. And so if you're planning to be there, I hope to see you there, and otherwise I'll see you in the next video. As always, make life amazing.